up here with him. We won't be long. But Craig just took everything. He told me the gospel. But see, who did he miss in the gospel?
He missed AC and Joel Clifton. Joel Clifton was the drummer. I just have a story to tell. We was in choir rehearsal. Daryl was the pianist. This was at Agnes Memorial. And we were singing It Is Well With My Soul. It wasn't really well with our soul, but we were singing that song. And I mean, we was really doing it. We was singing, and I think Reggie, was Reggie the organist then? Reginald Stevens was the organist. And so we was just, it is well, and the heater or the boiler or something, we all took off running. We was scared. We never did sing that song because it was not well with our soul. We were just singing it. We was doing everything else. We was saved on Sunday and doing our thing Monday through Saturday. And we never did sing that. Somebody was funny. But Daryl was only like 14 or 15. And when we would mess up, he would scream at us. He would be so upset. And we would look at him and start laughing because we was all older than him. It was just a funny thing. Arteria.
She told the truth, but we talking 1970. When I graduated, like 71, Daryl was a sophomore. And Bishop and Sister Simmons gave me a 4-door, yellow, 1968 Dodge Dart. Got that right. And so, but it was a fixer-upper. So my daddy fixed it up. After that, it wasn't no stopping me and Daryl and Bernice. We was from 8th and Grove to Ephesians. We was moving. Oh, we was moving. As a matter of fact, don't let me leave out Quickway and Whiteford. It's a brandy. I remember riding the bus down, Sister Hawkins was on the steps. Hello. And then Daryl was on 84th Avenue. So we would go over there and pick him up. And so I watched him with the Cassiliers. I was leaving, they was coming. Mr. Reader, we went on Alameda. When he got to Alameda, I said, Daryl, now to pass this class, you got to sing Italian. He said, oh. He got up there at the end of the semester and he sang God may have been Mr. Bell. Is Mr. Bell? He must have left. But he sang that song. And I was like, woo-wee, Daryl, you good. But I sang it, Ruth Ann sang it. We all had to sing this Italian song. So I just thank God for his life. We have his voice with us forever.
Yes.
And I am just so delighted that you thought to call me when Susan called me. Susan was a little girl. 71, 2, 3, 4, oh yeah. She was baby. And there was a brother, I think it was Victor. But I would pick Daryl up, he'd run out and jump in the car, and we waved at him, even when we rehearsed at Sister Matthew's house, Loretta and Marcella Sr., and then we would go over to East Street to Sister Mildred and Iris Sr. And Lawrence was a little fella. Okay, I told him he was playing with his cars. No, I'm kidding. Toffrey was a... Okay, but we thank God. We're going to sit down now. They said, okay, Terry, you done did it. And let me just add this. That when we got in trouble one time because we was going late. So I dropped Daryl off. And I said, Daryl, you going in? He says, Terry, you the oldest. And I turned 50. He said, Terry, you yet the oldest. I just want... Thank you.
The world knew him as a great voice, and that he was. The world knew him as a great musician, and that he was. The world knew him as a great writer, and that he was, that I so admired. But my connection was Daryl, my friend. You've probably known him way longer than I have known him, and I had known him. But our connection was so special and so genuine and so in the right place at the right time in his life. Funny true story, 2010 seminar. I'm walking through the hotel in Chicago. Rusty stops me and says, hey, can you drive with the driver to go over to the airport to grab Daryl? I had met Daryl a couple of times a few years prior to that seminar. So I run to the airport, I look for him, and of course he's fussing, yelling at everybody. I grab him, wheel him out. Hey, Daryl, it's Nona. Hey, how you doing? We go back to the hotel. I'm waiting for a gentleman to, come and show him to his room. But he wanted to hang out with me. So I said, okay, I'll wait with you. You got him checked into the hotel, and I'm still waiting for a brother to come. So no brother came, so I walked him up to his room, and I was about to, let him show him into his room, and he says, well, come in for a second. I said, okay, well, he can't see, so I think I'm okay. So, it's a true story. So I waited at the door. So he just starts putting up his clothes. So I'm like, okay, I don't know. So he starts putting up his clothes, and he says, hey, this is how he's talking to me. Hey, I need a black shirt, long sleeves, with a collared button down the front from Macy's. So I turned around. I kind of chuckled, I said, okay. He never carried himself like a person who couldn't really see. So sometimes I would trip. So I said, okay. He said, do you have a car? I said, no, I don't. We're in Chicago. We're both from the Bay Area. He said, I need one from Macy's. So I said, okay. So he starts reaching in his pocket and he pulls out a $100 bill. So I look at the $100 bill, I'm like, okay, Jesus, does he know he gave me a $100 bill? And he goes, yes, it's a $100 bill. I didn't say it out loud. I said, okay. And he says, I need the shirt. And so me being a jokester, I said, oh, thank you, God, I needed some shoes for tonight. He didn't think that was funny. He said, uh-huh. He said, I need to have my black shirt and some change. That was the Daryl Coley that I knew. Many, many stories. Daryl and I shared some very special times together, and I thank God that God allowed me to be in his life, not in the way that I would think I would be in his life. I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm a writer. And over the years, I could have called Daryl and said, call Vicki Mack, I need a record deal. But that was not my assignment. So I say to you, in your friendships, be true, be prayerful, be trusted. Daryl trusted me, and I thank God for being that person in that spot in his life. And what I got from Daryl was to trust God beyond what you can see, beyond what your circumstances are. Daryl always had a praise in his heart. I told Daryl and I vowed to him when we had a deep conversation one day, Daryl, I will always be your friend, and I'll never forget about you. And I stayed true to that. To the children, you know I loved your father. You know that you could trust him with me, and I thank God, I honor God for being in that space in Daryl's life. God bless you.